So, when last we left off, you guys had just returned back to the material plane of Galarian from the boneyard, the dead roads, where you guys were sent due to some large explosion in the small town city of Rosslers Coffer. Everybody else in the town seemingly was killed by this incident, but you guys, through some, be it fate, some kind of intervention, divine intervention, you're not sure. You guys were spared and actually woke in the boneyard still alive. You guys have been, something has about you has changed. You can feel it. There's something, anybody that you came across indicated that there's something in your chest that has been embedded there. Nobody has given you answers to what it is or what it came from, but that is one of the mysteries right now weighing on you guys. But after passing the trials, the tests of the boneyard and the dead roads, and getting past McTina, the psychopomp who tried her best to make sure you joined the dead in the dead roads, you were ushered through by the demigod known as the Usher, and back to Galarian. When you arrived in Rosslers Coffer, and at A, it is the livery and stable. As you guys looked out, the town before you was devastated. The houses and buildings farthest away from the center of the town are more intact, but still destroyed. The epicenter looks like it was closer to the center of town, where a lot of buildings and stuff were completely wiped out. There might be a remnant of a wall or something like that. But you guys also noticed something else strange. A green, eerie light surrounds the town, and as you looked up, you saw this large fog dome of green. It looks like green fog, but it encompasses the entire town. It's like a large dome over the town. After seeing a bird die from flying through it, you realize it's some kind of poisonous gas. Where it's emanating, where it came from, you guys don't know. When you all arrived in town, obviously it wasn't there. Of course, when you arrived in town, everybody was still alive at that time. So you decided to start searching the town, and you came down the road to be there, and you met some elks. At first, they looked like normal elks, but you soon realized that these elks were undead, as they were missing parts of their flesh, skin, were missing, rotting. They charged you. You were able to fend them off, and in doing so, you saw somebody on top of the roofs, kind of looks like they were spying on you. He actually shot an arrow at one of the elks to try to help you guys, and then he ran off. But not before you saw the direction which he was going, which was northeast towards C. You guys followed him to the edge of the woods there, where you came to a clearing. And we'll let you take it up from there. As you guys are about 15-20 feet before this clearing. And you don't see any sign of this gentleman anymore, although you definitely know this is where he's led you to. What would you like to do?
So we're all together going to the clearing?
Right now, you're about 15-20 feet before you get to that point. I'll let you guys decide how you want to proceed forward.
Cast every buff spell that I have. Just kidding.
Did we get our spells back? We didn't, did we? We haven't rested.
You haven't rested, so you don't have the spells. You have your health and everything else that comes with it. You just don't have spells until you rest.
Gotcha.
Well, send.
Oh, do you have her token, Eleanor?
Yeah, well, she has one.
I was just curious as to what she'd chosen. Oh, I saw it last time. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I guess I should mention after you guys, just before you guys came through, McTina was able to, unfortunately, take down and kill one of your members of your adventuring party. Somebody that you, Larry, your character, Trizrael, he knew Sala a bit, um,
Mm-hmm.
but he was younger when he moved away, and I think she was a little bit younger than him, so they never became friends or anything like that. But he definitely knew of her and her family. Um, especially, her best friend was the one woman that you kind of fell in love with as a young boy, but when after you left, you kind of lost track or and touch. So, um, unfortunately, you
She
did lose
was,
someone,
yeah,
and
she was
you.
like his living connection to the town. So it sort of created some mixed feelings within him about when he saw her, he saw his past, but he just let slip away, I guess, in a way.
But you guys are bringing her body with you. Um, but as you guys were dealing with these elks, or just before you got to that point, you guys noticed another person behind you, caught up pretty quickly, and it seems like they themselves were delivered from the dead roads. And it was in the form of Elenaro, a are you a, a humanoid? I'll say a humanoid. I don't know if any of you actually figured out what race she is, but she is a very fine skinned, very beautiful looking female, um, who explained to you that she was ushered here the same way you were, um, but and she basically has been given all the information that you guys. She knows there's something about her. There's something in her chest, and that she was sent to find you, and that it was basically her destiny to help you unravel the mysteries of what happened to Rosslers Coffer. And so she did catch up with you guys. So now she is part of your little band of survivors. Now we'll go from there.
So we were tracking this guy. So I guess we'll continue. Oh, Krad's gonna speak to her, but we making sure the tracks lead, into the clearing. I think um, Emix and myself are trying to do that.
Oh, um, yes. I'm Elena Roland. I'm just traveling. Well, I was traveling through, and then this happened. Um, yeah, it's nice to meet you. Uh, I wish it was under better circumstances.
I agree with you. You're a traveling bard?
I've been known to sing for my supper once in a while. Yeah, I prefer to think of it as a collector of tales.
He nods at
Um,
that.
what do you call yourselves?
As a
Uh,
group.
he
Well,
just
yeah,
looks at
I
the
mean,
group.
every group has to have a good group name to inspire the ballads.
Yay.
I suppose we did not think of that when we got blasted to the boneyard.
Krid shakes his head no. Suppose we didn't.
Uh,
The
the
risen righteous.
The Risen
That's dumb.
Righteous.
there's
I
It
something
does
decided.
sound a
about
bit
that.
pretentious, but it is a working title. It could be okay for now, but I'm sure we could come up with something a little bit better.
What about the boneyardians?
Nah,
Boneyard
nah.
breakers.
I feel like that was a kid's show back in the day.
How
The
about
backyardians.
Bone Hard?
Oh, ah.
Nah, maybe
I
not.
if we must have a name, I vote we let the minstrel of songs take care of that for us.
The death defiant.
The heavy hitter scythers.
Uh,
No, we'll workshop it.
I heard of this other group called the Death Merchants.
Yeah, but
Ooh,
that one's
This
already
is
taken.
this is after Rune Lords, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, they are probably a highly established group now.
Without a doubt. Even though the one died multiple times, I feel sorry for that one.
9 lives, brother. 9 lives.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yes, I'm sure they've each established themselves in whatever way.
But
Probably
his
as
wife thick though.
councils and
My name is Trizriel. Seems we've all been through an ordeal. Unfortunately, we're just now. I think we just returned. I think you have as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was told I needed to find you all. But we probably should keep trying to find that person that was shooting from the rooftops. There might be another survivor that might be able to tell us something about what happened.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I guess try to creep into the clearing, looking around, trying to make sure just those tracks.
Larry, you should. It says your token. You should have control of it. It says you're still. Yeah, you're moving it, right?
I do. I changed it. I changed where to show my hit points on my bar,
Oh, okay.
but I think it has to be rebound to show up.
I don't know what you mean by rebound.
Just where it goes, token represent character or whatever.
Yeah, it's on you. Represents character Chris Real. Yeah.
Okay.
And Puckett, can you enlarge mine? I'm right beside him. I'm a wee little thing.
Oh my gosh, where are you?
I know.
Hiding in the bushes
You got to get a magnifying glass to see it.
again.
Let me.
Damn. That's sad.
Oh, there. I see you are.
There's his beautiful mustache.
It's gorgeous. If the other two, if you other three want to pull yourselves out here, I guess we can pull you out here while you discuss what your next course of action will be.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull mine out, but it's not letting me. I mean, I pull her out and then nothing happens.
So this person that helped us, they presumably are not an enemy.
Presumably, indeed.
Yeah.
They did help us, though. Unless their aim was terrible and they were trying to hit us.
This is possible.
Hopefully, like new companions to or a survivor, we can perhaps learn.
Since
I don't want
Crad
to startle them either.
Yeah, that's true. Since Crad is carrying Sala, he wants to stop for a moment and like find some kind of cloth and rope to maybe wrap her in.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Carrying her flimply and floppily around.
We actually just found new cloaks, didn't we? We could take an old cloak and wrap her in that.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, try now, Laura.
I still can't pull her out when I click on. Oh wait,
You pulled out Larry.
I don't think that's the right token.
Excuse us. A little bit of
Oh, you're
technical difficulties. Well, shoot.
I'll help Crad take one of our old clothes, wrap her up like he said.
Yeah,
Look.
as I'm doing it, I'm gonna try to remember the rights of Saren Ray, and just slowly speak them as I wrap her in them.
Try now, Laura. So you are wrapping solid in this and doing your rites of serenade rites. I believe we did the check the last time, and
Yeah.
you were able to know enough to where you feel pretty confident that um, serenade definitely was looking down upon this as you spoke the words.
Okay. As the sun should get brighter.
Yeah, you can see just for a second almost like a faint glow over the body and the wrappings. For what?
Should we call out to Should we call out to this mysterious stranger? Or should we try to continue tracking them? They've dwelled here for a while. It might be a difficult task to find them.
We have no idea what else resides in this town or these woods. So the best tactical option would be not to attract anything to us.
Good point.
We have no idea what resides in here. We have to be very precautious.
About
then.
about this time, everybody roll perception. Okay, and my roll 20 is loading much better today. I think I figured out what the problem was. I went to upload one of my pictures for one of the later sections, and it said I reached my limit on how much stuff I could have. So I went through and deleted a bunch of old stuff I had on Roll20 that I wasn't using, and it's doing much better. L, you're kind of taking in this new group, listening to them, watching Crad Crook as he does these rites, kind of making mental notes for your possible further writings, tales that maybe you could come up with in this situation, everything that's happened. So you really don't notice anything. But the rest of you, you all hear a large crash. Probably sounds like it's deeper into the woods, possibly in the clearing or beyond it. You hear like a large crashing, and then all of a sudden you hear a person yelling for help, as it's like, help somebody.
Well, fuck.
Well, I head up.
Draw my bow, knock an arrow, look at the group, see if they're heading that direction.
Yeah.
Try to sneak in.
Alrighty, I'm going to move you guys over to this map now. Clearing opening is through these trees down to bottom left corner. You guys want to put yourselves as the way you would be when you come through the clearing. These squares are bigger, so I'll make you guys a little larger. There's no grid, so you'll just have to count squares if you want to know the distance. So yeah, just ignore the white section in the middle. We're going to pretend like we didn't know about that. So, what would you guys like? How would you guys like to proceed?
Can we look on the ground for tracks and see if we know which direction he had gone?
Yeah, it looks like in that continuing northeastern through, it does look like it skirts more of the tree line as it heads northeast.
Try to stay on his trail, follow him around, being aware of,
Okay.
listen for.
So go ahead and move yourself, Larry, in the direction that you want to. You're trying to be quiet, or are you just moving? Hello?
So I'm going to follow his track. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. And go along the tree line that he went.
Okay.
Stealthy.
Okay. When you get like right of like just 5 more feet, Larry, right to there, with that 29, you can see the reason that he's probably skirting around is that here in the middle of this clearing, it looks like it's hard to see, but you're very good at detecting traps and stuff, and you can see that there's some kind of pitfall or pit trap that has been dug out in the middle of this clearing. Looks like
I'll
it's got very loose limbs at top, so any kind of weight on top of them would collapse.
I'll take my arrow and kind of that direction. Tell them there's a pitfall dug here.
And from where you're at now, you can definitely see there is an opening to the north right there beside this, on the other side of this fallen log. And you can start hearing more of growling, and that calls from help are getting louder, and it seems like they're coming from up there north.
Take the arrow and point at the opening. It sounds like it's coming there.
Cradcruck, you right now do not detect any evil.
Okay.
All right. If the trouble's up there, I'm going to skirt the hedges and move forward.
Okay.
With Woodland Stride, can I just go straight ahead through this hedgerow right in front of me?
Through here?
Yes.
Sure.
I
With
think
Woodland
so.
Stride, you're not impeded by shrubs and things of that nature. So
Natural vegetation.
as soon as you get through that, you guys are kind of sneaking through. L and Cradcruck, you're behind him. So you definitely see all of a sudden Wymick almost blend into these hedges and stuff and disappear as he's pushing himself through. And at first you're like, you don't even know how he's doing it because it's pretty thick and grown together there. Wymick, when you come out on the edge there, you see that right there, what's in front of you. This huge creature standing over top of it looks like a half orc wearing long leather coat. It looks like he has been trapped underneath a log. This creature is over top of him, and it's almost like he can tell that he's got his food trapped. Doesn't seem to be in a hurry to kill it. He's kind of playing with him right now. I'm going to go ahead and roll stealth, Wymick.
I wasn't exactly trying to be stealthy.
Well, this is just to see. I'll give you a minus, like a -5 for not even trying. But this is just something to base his perception on whether or not he notices you coming out of the foliage. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So as you come out and stuff, you're pushing yourself through the limbs, and they're rustling and stuff like that. All of a sudden, this creature kind of stops, and you can see him stick his nose in the air as he turns his head over his shoulders and looks at you. And we will go into initiative.
Oh boy.
Huck, was my detect evil in range of this thing?
Yep, you still do not detect any evil.
Oh, okay.
Now, what you see, Wymack, is a creature that seems to be a mix of different animals fused together. A bear's torso and head, claw ape-like legs, and a tentacle that comes out from the back of it, wrapping around it and moving like it's almost like a snake, but it's just a tentacle. And this thing is hawking, um, and just almost the sight of him, it would frighten me to death.
Yeah, I love the picture.
All but bellow out, fuck.
What is it?
Back to town. Back to town.
Can we see that over the hedges? Are they like tall enough that they're blocking our view?
They're tall. These are like trees and stuff too. So
Oh, okay,
it's.
gotcha.
I mean, now that he's calling you, you're trying to look through. You can kind of see glimpses of it through the trees and stuff. Now that he's drawn your attention to it, but you can't. I mean, he would definitely have concealment.
Gotcha. I looked at Isgarath like.
So do I see it? Are we going?
Well, hold on.
The Umix can see it, but we really can't. Like we can see something there through the bushes.
My turn thing is messed up. It won't let me hit the thing to put it in order.
It is on ours, on mine anyway.
Oh, I see. Never mind. I got it. Okay. Stisgarath, you go first. You've kind of gotten a shout out from Wymick, and like I said, you can still hear this thing. Although it's not growling and stuff as loud now, you can, well, can't really tell that it's noticed Wymick from where you're at, but you can
Alright,
see it looking your way.
I'll step to right there in the clearing, and then I'm like, oh, because that's probably the first time I've actually seen it. When I
It
stepped there.
is. Yep.
And I'm like, oh, dear God. I'm gonna drop down in full defensive.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's me.
Alrighty. Triz.
All right, I'm gonna try stealth 15 feet to the log.
Go ahead and roll your stealth.
26.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use the slumber hex. Wait.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is a mind affecting effect?
I think so. Give me a second.
And it's a hex, right?
Yes.
Not a spell.
None of you have knowledges to figure out what it was?
Knowledge Arcana, if you want it. No.
So once a day, 30 feet is, I think it's out of range.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Nope, you're good.
Okay. Can affect any number of each the creature we're not with. So it gets a will save, DC 16.
Oh, only got a 12.
So if it takes any damage, creature's not being targeted. It takes again. So it goes into slumber.
Okay. You see this thing looking, and you guys don't really hear anything. Triz, I don't know if your hexes, do they have like a some do you have to say anything? Somatic components?
No, it doesn't say.
Okay. Well, I'll let you describe how you do it.
I'll point at it, sort of like a green arm will come around my hand, and I'll just like make like my fingers closing together, like, and then point, like, draw them down to the ground. Its eyes closing in my hands, bring its head down to the ground.
Okay. You guys.
So he'll be asleep a number of rounds. So it'll be 4 rounds.
4 rounds. Okay. So Trizriel and Thizgarath and Wymick, you see this creature looking all of a sudden. He just kind of starts shaking his head like he's trying to shake something off, and then he just kind of lays down on the ground, crosses those paws over. And the next thing you'll hear as he's sleeping.
Do I realize that Triz did that?
You would have heard him mumbling a little bit behind you. You have an idea, but you didn't see him, so.
I'll just kind of turn around and look at him, kind of in shock.
I hold my finger to my mouth and go,
Give him a smirk.
Cradcrook.
I lay Salah's body down on C1, that square right there, and I quick draw the scythe,
Mm-hmm.
and I just call out to them, "What's the situation?"
It fell asleep.
Oh.
It has narcolepsy.
Then grab the person and fight another day?
Yeah, it's a big fucker. Real big fucker.
I'll move up to there. That's my turn.
Okay. Wymick.
I will move through the trees back towards town.
Okay.
I'm like, wait. This thing is going to come after us. It's a predator. And it likes to toy with its prey.
Yeah, it's a big fucker, though.
It's asleep.
Don't think your little mitten's going to do much to it, man. No offense.
Okay. Elle.
Elle's really curious to see what this thing is, so she's going to move up here and try to peek around the corner. And when she starts saying it's asleep, she's like, "Oh, okay." And she starts moving closer so she can get a better look at it.
Okay. You move, and the
So
way
she's going to double move.
yeah, you're basically right beside its head, and you can feel the hot breath, and it just smells of just old, nasty, like food and rot as it breath is just hits you in this hot, moist air. And you're looking at it, and you're seeing all kinds of different, like I said, the body and head of a bear, but the claws and hands of one looks like a gorilla's hand, another one looks like a lion's paw. It just looks like a hodgepodge of different animals.
Well, as I move forward, I'm going to motion to the rest to come follow me and help me get this guy out.
Okay.
So I'll actually move up to him.
It will spend this round sleeping. Disgarath.
I'm going to move up to it to right here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to ready an action to attack it if it stirs.
Okay. Cradcrook.
I'm going to. Wait, I'm right here, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Wow. I have to double move to get up there. Yeah, I guess I will double move up here and have my scythe at the ready.
Okay. Wymick, you see all your friends not heeding your instructions and are going in there with it. What are you doing?
Oh, I got skipped.
Oh, Disgrath. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just going to take position on this log, draw arrow, kind of use study target on it, and just kind of, be ready to attack if it moves.
Okay. And Wymick, you move up through the trees, then I take
I'll
it?
move up back through the trees.
Okay.
I'm still trying to use them as cover, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell you idiots doing?
Glory.
You definitely would have concealment right now. Even they know you're there, but it's still hard to see you in the thick of it. Elle?
I'm going to go up to this guy and see what I can do to try and extricate him from underneath this tree.
As you get there, he looks at you. He's like, "What the hell did you guys do?"
Now it's asleep for a minute or two. I don't know how long that lasts, but we got to get you out of here fast.
He's like, "This
And I'm
damn
gonna
log,
start
you
trying
pushed it over on me. I need a strength check." He will
Elle looks
aid
at all
you.
of these really big people in around her, and she's like, "What? Oh, okay, I'll try."
Now he's going to try to aid you.
Okay.
Okay, you'll get a +2 to your strength. He did aid you. As he's trying to push it off of you as you're trying to lift it.
Well, actually, she did pretty good
17.
for her.
You guys are, you can feel it shift a little bit. And as you do, he's like, "Oh," as you can see where it's on his leg, there's a wound. And he screams out, and as he does, his hands kind of pull down and go to his legs, and you were not able to get the log completely off of him, as he's still trapped under it.
I'm going to whisper out to the rest of you, "Come help me."
Trisrael, dwarf, go help her get them out of here.
I'll nod.
Then we're back to this.
I looked at Cradcrook. I'm like, maybe we can kill it while it's sleeping.
He grips his scythe a little bit tighter and looks down at it and looks back at him. We could try.
Like on 3. And what I'll do is basically hold my action until Cradcrook goes, and then can we attempt?
You can attempt to coup de grace if you'd like. Yep.
Yeah. Can I wait till he goes so we both do it at the same time?
Yeah, I'll let you guys do it at the same time.
Okay. So I'll basically hold my action till he goes.
Okay. Trisrael.
I'll head up and help Eleanor try to get this guy unpinned.
Okay. Now, do you want to? Now, if you do it right now, because she's already gone, and he's basically already aided her this turn, so it'd be by yourself, or you can wait, and then
I'll wait.
like the two of you can aid her, or the two of them can aid you. Either way.
I'll probably wait and aid her.
Okay.
I'm not very strong, just
I'm
so
not
you
either.
know.
Me either.
So Cradcrook and Thizgarath, go ahead and add your.
Should we do with it? Should we help him first and then do this?
Nah. Glory.
I'd look at him for a little bit.
We
All
got
right.
this. We got
All right.
this.
Roll
So
that
I'm using
crit
the scythe.
damage.
Crit damage?
Yep.
Power attacking. Okay, I gotta do this manually. Hold on. Oh my god. I think this is the first time I coup de grace somebody. 9, and
It's gonna
it's
hurt with that scythe.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be.
times
It's gonna hurt
4.
bad.
Okay. Oh my god, here we go. Only 40 damage.
I did 19.
Only 40, so 59.
This dude's probably got so much HP.
I know it.
Oh shoot! I don't know how this works. I
He's gotta make
need.
the fort save, right?
He'd need two fort saves effectively. 1 DC 50, 1 DC 29.
Out of game, I have a question.
Yes.
Would fortification work even in this situation?
Oh, is it supernatural or extraordinary?
It's just a defensive ability.
It might.
I would say it probably would.
So
Unfortunately.
each of you roll percentile.
This is why
50
we should
or
be rolling Arcana checks.
50 or less, you'll just do regular damage, not crit damage.
Damn it.
So
Oh my god.
so both of you roll 50.
Can we
yeah,
retcon
percentile.
this?
I did crit.
Thizgarath, you
crit.
critted, and you
Yes.
okay? So it went through.
Awesome.
Now,
That could have been bad.
My palms are sweating.
I will subtract the DR from that. So it was 57 or 59 minus. So he has to get a fort save. And he has to meet or beat the damage.
It's 10 plus damage dealt.
Oh gosh. So it's.
Yeah, it's hard to survive a coup de grace.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, Bucket. If there were that was 2 attacks, the DR would probably apply to each,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd have to make 2 saves. So it'd be 2 saves but lower DCs.
Okay. So we'll do Crad Cruck is 40. So 10. So even that's still high. Even minus the or the DR. So 40 plus 10. So that's 50 minus DR. Okay. Only got a 13. So basically his is going to do it. And so his Grath, as he brings that scythe down, you use that gauntlet of yours, and at the same time you're able to like punch in where he made this large gash through its guts, and you're able to just punch your hands in, and you both just this spray of visceral innards and stuff just go into the air and all over you guys, as this thing shivers. And at first you think he's almost trying to get up as he kind of raises his head and wakes from the damage, and then just slumps over dead. That was so well done, guys. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm a little sweaty too, just.
So well done.
Now I
Just
have
lets
a
out of breath.
question, Puckett. I used a panache to double my precision damage.
Okay.
Since I did a crit and involved in a kill, do I get that back or no?
I would say no with the coup de grace.
Okay.
Only because there's no chance of you not doing a crit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the panache would be more of a chance like thing.
Gotcha.
So, with that thing dead, you guys will be able to, all of you together, plus with his help, push him off, and free him from the underneath the log. And
As I'm still covered in gore.
as the half-orc brushes dirt from his armor and gently touches a massive bruise already beginning to form on his left cheek, plus the wound on his leg where it looks like a large slash, nothing life-threatening, but he begins to speak. Oh, close call there. I'd be beast food if it weren't for you. My name's John Doe Parr, and he extends his hand in greeting to each of you.
I grasp his forearm, blood and all.
I'm starting to guess you aren't with the Whispering Way. You aren't raving fanatics or undead abominations. And right now, that's good enough for me. Come along, I can show you a place that's relatively safe. He leads you north to the north side of the clearing, basically not too far from where you're at, where several trees grow close together. Near the base of one tree, the branches have been partially cut away to make a series of subtle handholds. The half-orc begins climbing, but pauses a few feet off the ground. Sorry about the whole pit trap thing. The area's been a very dangerous place since the explosion and whatever that is, appeared around the town. As he gestures to the sky at the dome of fog that is barely visible through the trees. And then you lot showed up. What?
Before you go any further, let me do something about your leg. And she's going to pull out a wand and heal him up 4 more hit points.
Okay. So you heal him up. He's like, oh, thank you, lass. I appreciate that help. I'm glad you lot showed up, even though it was out of nowhere. I just couldn't be sure who you were at first. I hope you understand. And after that, he begins climbing the handholds up into the trees. And he motions for you guys to accompany him.
I'll be back.
You gonna go get?
I strap the scythe back on. I pick up Sala, and I'm gonna try to strap her to my back with rope if I'm gonna climb up a tree.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I want to take one of the bottom fangs off that creature. That was an impressive creature.
Okay.
What was
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing called again?
Yeah, I'm getting a trophy too.
Nobody did a check. Nobody knows what the thing is.
Oh,
Can,
we
What was the
did.
can I
check
do
for
a
it?
knowledge check?
Knowledge Arcana, if anybody has it.
Custom gear.
18. You know, Triz, that's called a Yao Guai. You've only heard of them. You've never seen one. You don't know anything about them. But you're pretty sure from the description that you've read about them and what that thing looked like, that's a Yao Guai.
I'll let them know. I don't know much about the creature, but I think they're called Yogwai. Of course, my knowledge is pretty limited on the subject. I'll look
So
at the half orc. Are you our earlier? Were you on the rooftop shooting at the elk?
I was going through town trying to do a supply run, and I saw the elks, damnable creatures around here, and I seen you. Like I said, at first I wasn't sure, but then once I saw you fighting them, I had an idea you were alright, but I had to be careful. As far as I know, I'm the only one left in town alive.
We all have a lot of questions for you. We're also kind of gesturing Crad Crook with his grab, like covered in gore. We're also very tired from the travel. Perhaps you could rest. You can
Yes,
answer a few things.
quickly, this way. We'll talk more in the tree. You guys climb up to a makeshift platform that's about 30 feet from the ground. The natural canopy of the trees seem to protect it from above, and it's hidden from below with several camouflage branches. The entire platform is about 20 feet long by 15 feet wide. You see a well-used bedroll that lies in the corner. Please consider this home for now. You can rest here as long as you want, and I'll answer any questions that you might have.
We thank you. And your name is?
John Doe. John Doe Parr.
Well, man, John Doe. I'm Crad Crook.
He nods to you. Oh, trust me, if it wasn't for you, I'd be mincemeat. I thank you.
I wasn't alone in doing it.
I thank all of you.
How long have you been out?
I'm sorry.
How long have you been out here? Well, tell us the story from the beginning if you don't mind. Some of us were from this town. Something happened to it.
Oh, so you don't know what's happened. I assume that's why you were here. Anyways, a few days ago, when I was patrolling along the river to the southeast, I saw this massive flash of light coming from the town. I rushed over only to find many of the buildings in ruins and everyone dead. You can still see the shock in his face at the huge loss of life. It seemed as though most of the bodies were turned to ash. Lots of them were terribly mangled somehow, their limbs twisted in all directions and their flesh turned to goo. It was horrible, to say the least. But it got worse. Some of the mangled corpses began to move on their own. At this he grimaces. I hate undead. The poisonous cloud, that sprang up about a day later while I was picking through the rubble, trying to find some explanation for what happened. It just appeared, rolling in like the worst bank of fog ever. I tried to make a break for it through the mist once, but I barely made it back out alive. I wouldn't recommend it. It surrounds the entire town, so I've been trapped here inside it ever since.
How long has it been since it happened?
It's been about 3 days now.
And this green fog, do you know whence it came from?
I have
How we
no
get rid of
idea.
it?
I don't know anything about it. All I know is you don't want to go into it. I don't know
We
where
saw
it
a bird
emanates.
flying.
Oh, yeah. The animals. You've noticed that, did you? I don't have a good explanation or even any explanation of it all. I figured this fog must be some kind of magic. Whatever magic destroyed the town, I'm sure it's related to that. And I'm pretty certain it was magic. See, we don't have much use for fireworks in Last Wall, but I've seen a few set off in my time. None of them produce light like that bright, or in such a large area. And any animal that flies through that fog, yeah, they're not right. If they survive, well, you've seen the creatures they can become.
You're from Last Wall?
Oh, I scout the areas between Last Wall and Rosslers Coffer, keeping things, up and steady, looking out for any possible orc raids or things of that nature. Last Wall's kind of like a second home of mine. I often stay here for a night or two on my patrols, and I was just, I guess, unfortunate or lucky to arrive just a bit late.
Do you know of the Knights of Ozum?
I know of the knights, yes.
Do you think that they will be aware of this situation and come to render aid?
One can hope. I mean, the explosion was large. The light was bright. Now, could it have reached the side of it, reached the knights from that over that distance? I can't say. I think the likelihood was somebody needs to get out of here and probably alert the authorities. But with this damn cloud over the city, I don't know how that's possible. And since it looks like us lot are the only ones left alive, well, I guess that falls on us to figure out what and why and how.
You have gone on runs in the town. Do you know what other threats may reside within?
Well, there is something strange coming from the cemetery. A glow. Have you seen it?
Did we? I don't know.
No, we haven't been there yet, I don't think.
Now, the cemetery is all the way southeast part of town. You guys have really not been any further than this northern part. So as of right now, you guys have not noticed anything.
We were looking to bury our friend in the town. Unfortunately, she fell to some foul forces. So no, we haven't got to look inside very much.
So where do you guys come from? What happened to you? What's your story?
Look at the party questioningly, like, should we tell him?
I do the same.
I'm like, well, we were coming here to visit family. All of us traveled in this area, in this direction from Varizia. It just so happened that our paths coincided.
Hmm. Were you in the
We've
town?
been traveling with each other for the last few days, so we know each other somewhat. This is my cousin. I know him well, but the others we've only briefly met.
Were you in the town during the explosion?
No.
So you
That
were
would be
traveling
crazy.
together on the way to town, and how did you get through the fog wall?
We didn't really notice anything about it.
So you've been here for a couple of days then?
No, we only recently arrived.
Within the last hour or so.
Do I need bluff?
Bluff, yeah, but you're going to get minuses because, yeah, I'd give you -4 to your bluff check.
Not aid.
I got a,
Well, he's the only one really telling the story, so no.
I got a
Gotcha.
-4,
Yeah,
so 26.
okay. Uh, give me just a second and find his. Oh, they don't give him a. Okay. It's going to roll flat 20 and then. Because it doesn't matter if it's low enough. Oh, I really need to find. I can't find his stats. I don't know where they went to. Oh, there it is. Page 58. Okay, I gotta go down to page 58 and see what his sense motive is. Sorry. Okay. So that is a charisma skill, if I'm not mistaken. Sense motive.
No, it's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. Okay. So he's only getting a +2 because he actually doesn't have any skills. Doesn't have it. So he looks at you kind of with one eyebrow raised. He's like, that's the damnedest thing. I don't know how you made it through that mist. It's been here for, like I said, the day after the explosion.
Perhaps
But
it's
however you did it,
enter in and not leave.
every bird I've seen fly through that thing has died. Oh, it doesn't matter how you've done it. You've done it. And you seem like you're here to help. And that's all that matters to me right now. So, what are you thinking we should maybe do? I mean, I can scout the town out, continue to do my thing, and I can give you any information I come across. If you need any help, you're more than welcome to ask, and my place right here is your place if you need to stop and rest.
You haven't seen any other survivors or anyone else, just the undead?
Like I said, the curious glow from the cemetery, I think maybe that needs to be. Sometimes I think I lose my damn mind. You see, it spoke to me, I think. On one of my supply runs through the town, I came close to the cemetery and I heard a voice in my head, I think, claiming to be the spirit of the land. Since then, I haven't gone anywhere near it. It might be the Whispering Ways tricks, or it could be something else altogether. I'm just trying to stay
What did
alive
it
here,
say?
so as soon as it spoke, I didn't stick around long enough to listen.
Does it seem to only affect the animals? Have you seen any corpses from the graveyard wandering about?
I've seen many a corpse wandering about. And the graveyard, yes. But the corpses in the graveyard walking around, they seem to be trapped in the graveyard cemetery. It's as if something's keeping them there.
So you haven't seen any other undead people walking through the town that's just in the cemetery?
I've seen some in town, yes. But not as many. The cemetery seems to be the majority of them, but there are a few walking around town. So if you go looking, be careful. Undead in the skies? No, I've not seen any flying creatures undead.
As he's describing the undead, I want to ask him if he can describe the undead so I can try to figure out like what types they are, so we can prepare to deal with them.
What type are they? They're the type that move around. I mean, most of them have rotting flesh, gray, cold, stiff to the touch. There are skeletons, but those are mostly in the graveyard from the older bodies. It seems like it's affected the ones that were long buried. So there's a variety, I guess you'd say.
Have you seen any that seem to possess thought, sentience?
I'm going to be very honest with you. If I seen them, I went the other way. I've not stopped long enough to try to carry on a conversation with one.
I understand. But thank you for your hospitality nonetheless.
Well,
Again, it's the least I can do. I wish I had more. I mean, I have rations if you don't. But you saved me from a certain death, so it's whatever I can do to help.
so the only point of interest that you can really give us is the cemetery?
That's the only thing I've come in contact that's tried to come in contact with me, if that makes sense. It's the only thing that seems to have reached out.
And do they seem to be undead seem to be coming from any particular area?
No. From wherever they happened to fall the night the explosion took their life.
And now they're just rambling about. Are they
I
performing any actions that they might have done in life, or are they just walking around?
seem to be walking around with no sense of direction.
Wait, a thought just came to me. If the graveyard seems to have some sort of glow about it, were we not all? Did we not all awaken within the crypts of Rosslers Coffer?
Are you
Uh,
saying this out loud?
you
Yeah,
awoke.
I'm looking at everybody.
Were you away when I fed the lie that we came from Varizia?
Then I do not say that.
Okay, I know you said after I said that you said I'm back.
I did not say any of that. Okay, I'm not comfortable with the lie, but I don't say anything because I get the need for it.
Because we don't understand this. We don't fully know this guy.
Well,
Yes,
you are
like
thinking to yourself that yes, you guys woke up in the boneyard in the tomb of Rossler. Um, I can't remember his first name. The hero the town's named after. You woke up in his tomb, and that tomb is basically in the center of the cemetery.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you excuse me, I have to get myself cleaned here, and I get up and I step away and I just start stripping off all of my armor and all of the clothing I have, and then they see this really big, just buff, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, buff dude. But he's got ashen white skin, and it's just covered in just old scars, just like crisscross patchwork. Some look like burn marks, some look like skewer marks. It's just he just looks really, really tore up, really tore up.
My friend, you should try dodging a blade more often.
He turns around, looks at you, and looks down at himself. Well, not all of us warriors are as nimble as others,
I just kind of shrug and smile.
but each one tells a story.
John Doe reaches into a bag and he pulls out 2 potions and hands them to you. He's like, "My lady, to make up for the healing that you used off your wand, I would like for you to have this. Maybe somebody in your party might need them. I believe they're potions of healing."
Well, thank you.
Basically, he gives you 2 potions of cure light.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to try to get some shut eye. If you guys would like to, like I said, you can rest here as long as you want. But I'm very wore out. Excuse me, if you will. And you see him go over and curl up on his bedroll. Triz. What was your stealth, Triz? Did you roll it? Or are you trying to keep this hidden? I should ask first.
It says he excused himself, so.
Larry? I can't hear you, buddy. I see your thing lighting up, but for whatever reason, you're not coming through. He's having trouble.
Still nothing, man.
Yeah. He had trouble connecting when he first got on. Not being able to hear him.
Guess he's taking that penance really, really serious.
Yeah. I'll have to once he can explain it to me. Explain whether or not I don't know what his penance honestly involves. So I don't know if you can hear or. But up in the canopy where you are, you wouldn't be able to really see him because of the cover and stuff up there, and especially if he goes far enough away.
Understandable.
He's not trying to be stealthy about it, but he would obviously be having a private moment, he says. So
Testing.
there you are.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he excused himself audibly, went down, and he'll go over to the edge of the clearing there and kind of like get down on his knees with his back to the tree, start doing his supplication. It'll be like prayers of forgiveness and such. But I mean, it'll obviously, I'm not trying to, like somebody walked over and was looking over my shoulder, he would stop. But,
Okay.
Then
in that case,
previously when I was drawing the runes at the Tooth Fairy place, I believe.
Yeah. So, I mean, prayers and stuff. I mean, he can do them. Maybe audibly, but not. I'm sure he's not shouting them. So you guys really aren't hearing him or anything like that from where you're at in the tree.
I'll lean back against one of the branches of the tree and try and get some sleep.
Okay. Are the rest of you going ahead and resting?
I'll stay on first watch, but as soon as I realize that John Dopar is asleep, I'm gonna go over to Thizkarath and say, "Why did you lie to him?
We don't know him.
You don't know me either."
No, but you seem trustworthy.
I'll just kind of nod, give you a look, and
you're
wander away to.
And you're far more attractive than him, so it makes up for it. He just smiles.
I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, I do realize that people with my profession do have a certain reputation. And she's going to get up really close to you, kind of press up close against you and whisper in your ear, I'm not one of those kind of bards. And then she's going to walk away.
He smiles.
That's what you hear in the shadows.
Uh, so the night goes
Burn.
pretty much uneventful. Um, Actually, when you guys wake
Ignore
up,
that.
it's still dark. You can tell that the sun has gone down because wasn't that late when you guys had decided to stop and rest. So you're up wee early in the morning. You probably got another 2 hours before sunrise. Um, and it's really weird because with the sun gone, this greenish glow from this fog kind of is completely taken over the town now, and it gives everything this eerie dark green hue about it as you look out through the trees.
So we have to pass through the fog to go back into town.
No,
Oh,
no,
we're in. Okay, gotcha.
you're inside the fog.
Gotcha. I'll rejoin the group after I'm done. Probably eat some rations.
Do we want to test the fog?
I'll pass this grass and biscuit. I think we're gonna have to.
Do you propose testing it?
Go to the border perhaps and
Yeah, check it out.
just interact with it a bit, perhaps.
Because someone needs to warn somebody about this. If no one can get out, then no one else may even know of this.
I'll nod. Do bites of jerky. Indeed. I think Cradcruck mentioned a group that might be of assistance. I'll look over to Cradcruck.
You said what?
You had mentioned a group previously that might be able to offer some assistance. If we can get through the border, we might be able to give them a warning, a heads up.
Yeah. He still focuses on cleaning his armor while he's talking. It's the nation of Lastwall. They patrol these areas that have been touched by a dark power. They are called the Knights of Ozum. They are an organization, from my understanding, that are dedicated to Yomade, but they mainly deal with punishing undead and necromancers.
Sounds like the type of help we may need then.
If what his words are said true, and he nods to the guy sleeping, if they didn't get wiped out in the explosion, we have no true idea of how far this reached.
How far outside of town does the dome of fog go? I mean, is it like right next to the closest buildings, or is it?
No, it's out. It's out.
Way out?
It's out a ways. Like I said, this forest is north of town. Where you're at right now, you're north of town, outside of town, actually. You're a good, I don't know, I don't want to say a quarter mile. That seems too far, but you're like a good distance away from the town right now, and the fog is further out from you. So it looks like it's huge, and it encompasses everything in the town plus surrounding area.
Could I have Dave's character, Byron,
I can.
Minmeyer? Oh, can you do it? Thank you.
Yeah, I can do mend as well.
Yeah, they
Awesome.
can mend them.
Thank you, thank you.
You can do
I hate
that.
to bring up a sensitive subject, but if there's a lot of undead roaming around, especially in the cemetery, it might not be smart for us to continue to carry your companion with us. May I suggest we bury her here in the forest?
There is a pit already dug not far away.
I don't know what this fog is. I don't know
We're
anything.
not throwing her in that pit.
I don't know anything about magic, but what if her body rises?
Then we're left with no choice but to bring it down.
Why don't we
Yeah,
just
better
burn?
for her to be buried or something than to have her come to life over one of your shoulders.
What about burn?
Cremation could work. She did follow the sun goddess, so that could be a possibility. Would we know,
Well,
GM, if that's like a good thing to do?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad thing to do. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Maybe we do it when the sun rises. And he'll look at the group to see what they say.
There's a nod. I agree.
Yeah.
Better that than the alternative of rising up. For sure.
If that's your choice of action, you guys could. It's going to take you a little bit to kind of build a makeshift pyre to place her upon. You figure by the time you got done gathering because you also probably want to do it kind of. You feel safe here, but you still want to kind of take your time, be careful, not too loud and stuff. So by the time you gather enough wood and stuff to make a makeshift pyre and stuff, the sun should be up over the horizon by then, and daylight should be fallen upon, and then you can do that if that's to what you guys wish.
Yeah, so I got my battle axe I can use to chop the wood down.
I'll look to
Yeah,
John
we could
Doe.
take turns in shifts, like our watch shifts. We could gather, that way too a little bit.
I'll look to John Doe and say it's legends and stories always say that the undead are stronger at night. Are they more prevalent then?
Honestly, once nightfall comes, I normally retreat back to my tree. I only walk around town during the day, and you may very well be right. I've not seen a lot of them during the day.
But have you heard anything during the night around your tree? Or seen anything roaming around?
Well, I've heard crashes. Sounds like large things moving through the trees. I think we faced one of those things yesterday. But are there others out there? Possibly. Far as from town, well, we are a bit of ways, but every now and then I do hear something, whether it's groans or machinations of some kind, I'm not sure, but there's something going on in town. I know that. There's something moving through, and I know the Whispering Way are here. What they're doing here, I don't know, but...
They're here?
Who are the Whispering Way?
You've never heard of the Whispering Way?
Vile.
Okay, Laura doesn't know who the Whispering Way are. I don't know if
Well,
I don't know either.
Elle does.
have you ever heard
I don't.
of Tarbafon, the Whispering Tyrant? He's a powerful lich who ruled Ustalav for centuries, but he was defeated by the Shining Crusade and then locked away in Gallows Spire. Well, the Whispering Way is a cult that wants to free that undead bastard and turn everyone in Galarian into zombies and skeletons. And again, you can see as he's talking, he can barely hide his disgust. My guess is they're all behind all this. Seen them skulking through the streets. I don't know if they have a way through the fog or a secret hideaway in town, but they're here.
If they're here, I can guarantee that the fog is probably from them.
Well,
then they may be the key for us getting out of here.
Do you know how many there are, or where you see them coming and going from? And he has a really just nasty, just sneer on his face. His eyes are glowing bright yellow.
I've seen patrols of as many as 4 at a time. Now, again, because I'm by myself, or was, I never stuck around long once I saw him. I made sure to make myself very scarce. Whether or not the patrol I see is the same 4, I'm sure not. I'm sure there's different ones taking turns. The numbers, I can't say. All I know is they feel comfortable around the undead. They seem to consider it an honor to be raised.
Just spits.
I agree.
It's foul.
I'm not shocked that they're here.
Have you had dealings with the Whispering Way, Paladin?
In one way or another.
Then you know their machinations are always evil. There's nothing good about that cult. And if they're here, like you said, I'm sure they're behind what's going on. Or perhaps the undead rising up is what's drawn them here. But either way, it's not a good sign.
Or they are the cause of what happened to Rosslers Coffer.
Very well could be. I mean, with you here, perhaps we could do some friendly interrogating if we're able to get our hands on one. And as he says friendly interrogating, you see him put his hand to his dagger that he has on his belt.
And I'll kind of shudder. Elle, I can't say her name right now, sorry. She just shudders at that.
Crad will look to the group. The Whispering Way, they are beyond vile. They do not care in any shape or form about the living. As he said, they venerate the undead as the ultimate unlife form, and they all aspire to becoming like that. So if we come across them, our best option is not to show mercy.
Understood.
If you're captured by the Whispering Way, just be aware they're vile. They have rituals they perform on their captives, normally cutting out their tongue or pouring acid in their throat. That way, if they are raised, they're not able to speak of who or what has done it to them.
Perhaps this use of dark magic is what has drawn me here. He kind of looks like almost as he has sort of like a renewed purpose, like a light in his eyes come on a bit. I'm thinking about this and direction of fate.
So you guys have discussed this throughout the morning while gathering wood, and you've had your discussions. Sun's come up. You guys built your pyre. Would you guys like to say anything? Or is it... How would you guys like to proceed with the the burning of Sala.
Let that bitch burn and we go on.
Just throw a match on it. Let's go. No time. We barely knew her.
That we did. I don't know. I guess Crad would say something. Did we ever know Sala's last name?
Yeah, it was Three Flower.
Three
Yep.
Flower. Okay. All right. I guess I'll step forward. I'll have a torch in my hand. Oh man, now I'm on the spot. Oh goddamn. Okay, here we go. Sala Three Flower. We are gathered here today to remember to remember your smile that lit up this group with the rays of the sun, and we offer you to your goddess in the way that we best we can, and we pray that you find happiness and rejoin your family in the afterlife. And he just reaches out and drops the torch.
Before he does, I want to say something.
Oh yeah, I just reach it out and I don't do it. I just do it for the others.
I guess I'll have a torch too. Sala, you will be missed. Even though when I looked upon you, I saw the light that I let slip away, and I harbor some deep resentment in myself. But you also showed me the good side of Rosslers Coffer and the good that I missed.